Hi, I would like to give you a quick demo on kp.cloud. How we get there? By going to our website, kp.cloud, clicking on request demo, and in this case, you're gonna get this screen. You have two choices, start interactive demo and request live demo. So now we are clicking on start interactive demo. After the screen, you can put your email and you go exactly where you're seeing right now. So we have two different ways or two different menus of seeing the information. This is the vertical menu. It's including all the functions, all the options. In addition to need help feature. At the bottom also you have the lounge, and on the side all the people who have access to this team. Here we're talking about sales team. We have many teams inside the organization, and here we are now, as you can see here with the blue sales sign. We are discussing the sales. On the right top left corner, we have the score of the KPIs. They're doing really well, and this is the breakdown of all the KPI when you hover over this. Not as good as on the project side because they are minus 21% progress wise, and this is why. And they have five milestones currently in the red. Overall, though, the performance is green for the KPIs because now we are in the KPI module in the top. As you can see here in the top left corner, we are using the KPI module. Okay, so for the sake of visibility, I'm just gonna close this menu. I'm gonna use the horizontal menu, which is this one on top, starting with the home, and we already saw the teams with the three levels. The CEO is level one, and then you have level two, you have level three, and then if you choose to, you can add your own employees at the bottom, and you can grow it as big as your organization structure. So this is a quick summary of how well everything is going with the corporation. Of course, you can customize who can see what. You can customize it for people just in this branch to see on top or at the top and bottom. Because now I am signing in as a system owner, I can see everybody. So now let's go to strategy where we put the vision, mission, values. Very easy. We can just put them right there. And then you have the perspective, the traditional balance scorecard perspectives. And then with the parent name objective, and currently we are using in most cases common objectives in addition to the description, as you can see here on the far right. Uh, kp.cloud is the only system now worldwide that incorporated artificial intelligence inside. So when you click on this bubble, assuming that you are a manager in sales and you're struggling with the KPI, so let's, for example, uh, trying to get the KPI on this objective, attract, retain, develop capable talent. We click on artificial intelligence, so automatically the person or the sales manager in this case will be seeing a lot of KPI proposed by the artificial intelligence. So as you can see here, we have many now proposed KPI from the artificial intelligence based on the information and the team, the information and the objective, and the information of the corporation, in addition to the wide world web. The artificial intelligence will go and propose extra five KPIs here. You can always add or subtract the information displayed. These are the basic information. And then you might decide not to use percentages. Maybe I like only to use, the sign. And then I will just click on add. And here it is now showing up in your own scorecard as long as the manager will go and approve it, of course. So this is something very advanced, currently added as a feature to help the manager to find the right KPI with the basic information built in. Now going back to the strategy, you can always customize it as you see fit. We don't only have balance scorecard as a methodology, but we also have OQR. You can easily configure this one by just like one click in the background to convert everything in an OQR methodology. Here, because for the demo, we are just gonna use the balance scorecard. As you can see here, we have the four perspective. You can add more perspective, you can change the name. Everything that you're seeing is can be configured and changed. Now, when I click on the home, I'm currently still in the KPI module, and let's go to maintain screen. Maintain is a really nice one because this is where I create the KPIs. This is where I can also edit the KPI. I can just say, this is the formula here, the 4 divided by 5 time 100. Let's assume as an example and save, and here it is now. It's saved this KPI. After I created one for the first time, my manager here at the bottom have to go and click approved for this one to show up live. As you can see here, all the composition of a KPI exists, the main ones, including weight. Weight, this is a patent function. It's called the smart weightage, where you can always use 1x, 2x, 3x. 1x mean important, 2x mean very important, 3x mean very, very important. Why we're doing this one? Because we don't really need to change the weight for all the KPI when we have a new KPI or when we delete a KPI. You can configure this one to be 1 to 3 or 1 to 5 and 1 to 100 as you wish. Frequency, monthly, yearly, semi-yearly, quarterly. Direction, polarity is increases better or decreases better. Cumulative also, we need to know if this number at the bottom here are year-to-date cumulative or not. Uh, so as you can see here, we have the target cumulative as well as the actual cumulatives. So moving forward now with the other one, scorecard. This view is showing us the results of the KPIs. Now it's refreshing. We have many KPIs showing up under the right objective, and if it's green or not, this is the score of the objective as well as the perspectives. And then the major information of the KPI built in. Always you can click on the right name of the KPI to go and see the detail, or you can, for example, if you would like to comment on somebody who's really doing a great job, you can say, I'm your peer. I really like what you're doing. This is a 4 star, and you can not to show your name and save. Then he will get this uh, feedback on his yearly appraisal. Okay, so there's multiple function. You can always edit also the information here uh, in the right period. And now we are looking at, as you can see here, June. We have one January all to up to end of December here. So now we are looking at January 2023. Also, you can change this logo if you want to. And this is, you can have a different logo for every team if you wish. So this is a scorecard. Now let's go to check-in. Once every period, people need to go and update the information that they are uh, responsible for. So now let's click on, for example, update this specific KPI. I will say, okay, it's not 20, 30, and 50. I will just save it, and then it will be reflective inside the live information. This is very easy for people not to look for what KPIs do where, when. Then this one will just tell you the do to report KPIs. Now let's go to the summary. The summary is a lovely screen, but it will give you all the information about everything related to the sales team. We're still in the sales team, and when we go to summary, uh, it will show you the perspective score for this specific sales team for this specific period. The breakdown of the objective within each one, plus the 8 objective that we have and how well they're doing. Also the breakdown of each objective for the KPIs. For the example, this one have one green KPI and then one red KPIs. In addition to this, we have qualitative analysis. You can always click at the bottom here to enter the key achievement, like qualitative data related to this period, to this team. key achievement, risk, outstanding items, and required decisions and other things. So this is a nice summary for the period. So now let's go to the detail of a KPI. So we already set this KPI before. Now we have to see it. And then we can also see all the other KPIs here. Let's select the first one. This KPI is doing really well, sales wise. And then this is the targets and this is the actuals. Also, we can look at the previous years. We did really well in 2022, but due to Corona 2021, it was a really bad year. So now, at least we know the history. This is the detail of the KPI, target versus actual, and this is the percentage calculation for every period. Detail of the KPI are exactly like we saw before. We can just like flip just to understand what the description and the formula and the data source are. On the right side, this is very important function because we can always say, for example, great job, and then need a evidence. Okay, so let's click on this one and then we assign this one to the owner. And the owner in this case, he is Emma. And then we can just say, please send file. Please send file. Okay. And then we put the due date for Emma to send the file, apply, and then high priority. And then we assign this save task so Emma will get this information. So this is nice where you can see all the traction and all the information and discussion about this specific KPI, this specific period. You can flip back also to see who made any changes on this KPI, minute by minute, person by person, reason by reason. Now we finished one and we can always go from one to another to another. By the way, this is a live demo and the connection is great. Usually it's Google infrastructure, so usually we don't have any problem. If Google servers went down, we go down, and this is almost impossible. So let's now to go to the analysis part, which is the wheel, starting with the wheel. I like this one because it really gave me the whole picture of how well this team is doing for this period, which is June 2023. I can click on any one of these boxes to go to the KPI. These are the perspective. These are the objectives. And then at the end here, the third level, these are the KPIs. With the color, of course, showing if they are doing well or not. Same thing analysis could be happening, and this is the most common and popular one, especially for executive at the end of the month or the quarter. We used to send all the information to Excel to PowerPoint to present it this way. Now, no need because everything is live. Everything could be done automatically without really the hassle of uploading anything to PowerPoint. So now, yeah, as you can see here, we can drill down to a specific KPI. These are the customer KPIs. These are the financial, internal process, and then people. With a little bit of information about each KPI, who's the owner, and if it's cumulative or not, and so forth. This is also a nice feature drill down where I am as a manager sales in this case. I have all these objectives and I'm interested to know who's really increasing my customer base. And I'm really doing well here on two KPIs, but I'm not really sure what's happened with the third one. I need to go down and see who's really affecting my totally new international customer. And it seems like uh, uh, the customers, well, the international customer is not doing well from UK, which is this person, 57%. Okay, so this is really will help the manager to go down to the area underneath him in different regions and also to go to the people if needed. It's called the drill down function, which is very nice to investigate where is the weakness in the organization. And here we're talking about vertical alignment. Also, you can compare if you need to show how well each KPI is doing versus, if you have a common KPI, you can compare them. It's loading right now because it's calculating all the information for everybody. So let me switch back now. It will take time to download. So let's go to analyze and nodes, and we'll show you this one later because it's really comparing all the KPI, common KPI, and the whole organization in this case. It will take probably 1 minute. This is the node, and this is also a nice information to see how well the KPI are doing with the connection between the KPIs as well as the objectives. As you can see here, I will get something like this to understand these are all KPIs, and this is the objective, and this is the company CEO and all the four perspective and how I'm connecting my work to the CEO. They are lovely kind of features where I can custom made the view and then save it as a picture for later on. I can add a project. I can choose how to see the data structure wise and other things. Related to the graphs also, I use them a lot because they are really good in showing the results in one snapshot. In this case, I'm only showing the KPI now. It's also in the background is doing all the calculation. And now when I click on refresh, it will give me the information of KPIs for June 2023 for sales. So as you can see here is a lovely place to see the whole picture for 6 months in this case, all the KPIs, and then you can always like play with it as needed and also print it if needed. Okay, so this is the majority of the important one. Now let's go to collaborate. Each person will have a inbox to check. As you can see here, this is the one that I added on this specific KPI. It will show up in mine as well as in the person that I assigned this task to. In addition to the request and evidence here, it will tell you what is the KPI I'm talking about. So it will save you the reference back and forth to check to see the information. This is all the previous tasks that I was assigned to, and I need to go back and make sure that I provide all the information to the managers and CEO sometimes. Okay, also we see the same information here in tasks. Task probably is not going to show here because I don't have nothing outstanding, but when you go to the historical timeline, you will find that I have one in May in the past right there is finished. And also this is the one that we assigned in July. Please send the file. So this is a timeline, pipeline. It will help people to prioritize the information needed. The early is the higher priority. Related to also users, it's very important to understand who are the users in this team. In this case, I'm talking about team sales team. Okay, in addition to that, I can invite people to join, my team. I can put their address. I could put your name, their names, the roles, which role I would like to assign. I can assign them as a manager like me or admin to help me out managing this team, or the user if this person was an employee within the sales team. And then I will just click invite, they will accept, they get the password automatically, and they begin to use the system. Very easy, no IT involvement whatsoever, everything managed by the users. Okay, so now let's go to also check the appraisal module. And here I want to see how well personally everybody's doing. So let me check on Alex. And as you can see here, she's doing okay on the KPI side, but on the project she's minus 25% behind. So, and then the milestones also, because she can manage milestone on somebody else's project. So this is a three bucket here. The first one, KPI, project she's managing or a milestone she's managing, and comparing to her old team, which is doing really well. This is the appraisal score. This is, the weightage average, and these are the competencies. As you can see here, we have many different way of assigning score to the competency, usually 1 to 5. All these could be configured and customized. In addition to this, I need to know how well she's doing on her KPIs. This is her project, and these are the three milestones that she's, or six milestones she's managing. Also, I need, it's very important for me to understand all the feedback she's getting throughout the year from not only as a manager, but from peers, from project managers, and also this is like a feedback criteria to summarize all the acknowledgement for this specific person. Okay, now we have the appraisal, and this is very similar to HRMS system, but focusing only on the performance of individual. It's pulling out to us all the information that require a visibility on how well this person is doing. Okay, so I'm gonna fast track now, right now. You can always review uh, users as well, and then it will give you, their submission of the KPIs. As a manager, I can accept them as they are. I can change, for example, a new actual put here, put comment. If they want to submit anything on live, I need to see it as well for the team. Okay. In addition to this, we have the acknowledgement, which we already saw that you can assign stars to people. Now let's go to reporting. We have a lot of reports here, inclusive of team reports for a specific period. In this case, it's June 2023. This is the vision values. This is the period that we're talking about on time. This is the team, and this is all their KPIs, inclusive of objectives, and then the performance for this June 2023. Also, we can click on annual report, which will give me this specific report for the whole 12 months. For the whole 12. Now it's calculating, all the KPIs for the whole year for this specific sales team. Okay, here you go. Now you have visibility on how well the sales team is doing throughout the year. As you can see here, not only KPIs, but also the project and milestone that we have. They have two projects here and then a lot of KPIs here. Comprehensive, high level visibility on this team. Okay, now let's go to another report called HR report. As a manager, I need to know how well everybody is doing, from a project score to KPI score to competency score. And then at the end of the day, it's weighted average and feedback from everybody as well. We can print, you can also send to people in PDF if you wish. This is the KPI report. Let's select this period detailed. Detailed mean that it will give you all the data for the KPIs for this specific period. Here we're talking about June 2023. You have, the information target actual score in addition to all the KPIs information for this team. Uh, let's also talk about project, and this project will give you, we have two projects run by this team. It will give you all the information related to this specific projects, all the milestones including, but not too much details about the milestones. This is if you want detail about the milestone, you have to click report and milestone report. Now you're gonna get much more data broken down by time, broken down by also project if there's multiple projects. As you can see here, we have two projects. Sorry, this is a multiple project for everybody because I'm a system owner. And then within every with every project, you have all these milestones, all these milestones. Okay, and then at the same time, at the bottom, you have the information for every project in a box, inclusive of the milestones. Also, it does show the start and end date. It does show the budget for this. We're gonna check the project module very shortly. So as you can see, there's a lot of reports, be it user reports as well, to understand all the users and their designation and the information, also personal information about them. You can download, you can have a detailed report as well on the users. Next is objectives, or also you can search for the objectives, and see how well the team is doing objective wise. Also, organization reports. You can see the organization report for teams. So we have 12 teams, and you can compare now teams. I'm a system owner, and this is why I'm able to see all the teams. Yeah. So the objective now is complete. It took a little bit of time, but this is how really begin to understand, how well everybody is doing. Meanwhile, you will have, the structure as well as the status of the objectives this way, horizontal. Yeah. Okay, so this is the objective. I let it download because it's calculating everything from scratch, especially if I am a system owner, usually it calculates everything for me. Now let's go to the risk report. The risk report will pull out all the risk coming from the project, the milestones, also the team on a periodical basis. It will in the qualitative, like we saw in the qualitative summary report, they will put a lot of risk and how they're planning to mitigate all these risks. As you can see here, and we don't have a task level risks. We have the project level risks. Okay, related to the 9 boxes, which is really nice one to see. This is how you compare all your people in this 9 box grid purely in HR function and image, where in this case future leader is Owen Turner, and he's really doing well, not only from the competencies viewpoint, but also performance wise. You have the 9 boxes, of course, as you can customize them, and then you change, the naming and how many boxes. This is the same information given to you by text. Okay. So now let's go and finish the reports, and then we have the talent report, which is nice. This is a purely an HR report to be able to see how well, like how many users are in the poor and how many users are in the excellent. You can break it down by managers to see how well they're doing. This is like a bell curve kind of situation, and also by grade, by designation, and this is all the information that you need at the bottom as well. Okay, so now we finished the reporting, and let's quickly go to tools. You can check your profile. This is the information about you. You can customize it. You can have a browsing way of seeing things, your pictures and other things. You can unlock, the rules. This is also a function of a system owner. You can freeze, for example, that plan. Nobody can change it after this one, or you can also introduce a plan. You can have a window to put all the actuals for this specific team and say CEO permission, and you can add an actual rule saved for people to be able to save, let's say, the first 7 days. This is the default 7 days, but you can extend it for this specific team in this case. Okay, so now let's go to inactivate. So if you don't need a KPI anymore uh, on, for example, or an objective or a project, and you're planning to stop using this KPI this year, this is where you can inactivate this KPI, and this will not go and show live anymore. Related to the tooling as well, you can change the color. as you see fit here. Uh, you can also change the language. We have 109 languages. Uh, you can customize this one as the default for everybody, or as a user, I only want to see, for example, the labels and everything in a specific language. Also, this is very unique to our system. Doesn't show up like this in any other systems. You change the password as needed periodically, and then also here in the setting, and because I'm a system owner, I can see everything in the background, and you can customize things. As you can see here, you can customize everything, and this is where you can see the same information in a tabular. I like using this one a lot instead of changing things from the front side. I can change things from the back side. You can click here and change from 1 to X and 3X, and as you can see here. Okay, this is the OQR mode. You can just click on it to shift everything to OQR mode instead of balance scorecard. And then you have the team. You can add teams, you can delete teams, perspective wise, same thing, objective, KPI, project milestone competencies. You can decide what competencies you want to have, the audit, the integration, and also the reporting. So this is the backside of the system. Uh, and also to end with this, you have a lot of help. Uh, 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 you have a quick start where it's like a wizard. It will help you out to set up, or you can get started with video related to this specific post. For example, for manager, you will see your manager video, and for user, you will see your user video. It will help you out to utilize the system. Also, for the help, you can have you can have a user guide. You can have micro apps if, for example, the system doesn't really do something that you really need to do because it's cloud-based. You can always customize, your need by using micro apps. Very easy to do, by the way, not very much expensive as well. Here, the help will also include a voice control. You can talk to the system if you are doing presentation. You can, for example, tell them to go to dashboard or a scorecard or a wheel by using specific words, and it will just follow your direction. Also, we have the Learning Center if you would like to know more about kp.cloud. So this is finished now, the KPI module. Let's now go to the project module. I'm not going to cover everything in the project module. I'm just going to cover a few things. The maintain is different. The maintain here, when we create a project for the first time, see here the detail are different. Project name, project manager. We can assign project manager from all these people. A start and end date for the project, and then the budget, for example, 5,000, 50,000, and then total spent as of right now, if it's already started, 10,000, and so forth. I'm not gonna save this one. I'm just gonna cancel it, but I'm just gonna call another one already made. They have two projects, so this is one project high level, and also for every milestone we have a block, white block like this, where the milestone manager is there, the weightage, the start and end date, also the percentage of progress up to 100 for this specific milestone. So we have a lot of milestone in this project, and then the project owner or manager have to go and fill all the stuff while assigning every milestone to a specific person. Okay, so in addition to this, I would like to show you also the scorecard. We have two projects, and then the milestone are showing up in between with the start and end date, and then the progress. Related to also the detail, you can always see the detail of the project. The only difference here is really we can see it from a time zone or time view, uh, milestone by milestone throughout the years, if the project is across years. Also, we have all the detail of the project, and all in addition to the information of the risk and mitigation in the budget at the back. Same as the KPI. I mean, we can have a audit log for everything that is done for this uh, project and milestone. And this is where we can send messages, and then we can assign tasks if needed as well. So related to analyze, the same thing applies. Like you saw before for the KPI, we have wheel for the KPI, dashboard also for the KPIs, where people will track milestone visually this time. So we have 8 milestone for this specific project, and then same thing for the project number 2, also 8 milestones. We also have, the nodes and the graph for the project, the trend, how to collaborate with each other. We have the also task. Everything is almost the same as the KPI module, and the rest is all the same. As you can see here, we now finished this demo. I wish you best of luck in utilizing kp.cloud. It will save you a lot of time and money and effort. It used to take 6 months for this project to be up and running. Now it's like 6 days if you have the data ready. It used to cost millions to set up this kind of system. Now you can set it up. I don't know. It depends on how many users, but probably if you are a medium-sized company, like $1,000 per month, sorry, per year. 40 currently is like something similar to $40 per year per person per user. So now it's becoming very, very easy to do that. How we can now sign up? How we can sign up? No need to talk to anybody really from KPI.cloud. You just go to the internet, you go sign up, and then when you click on sign up, it will give you a few fields to fill. Of course, we need your work email address, not a personal. Hotmail and Gmail will not work because this is a company system. The first one who sign up for the system using this domain name becomes automatically the system owner. First name, your mobile, and then how did you hear about us? And then sign up, as simple as that. Very easy, and you're up and running. You have 14 days free of charge, and then you can, renew it by a few users until you feel comfortable with it, and then make it public within the organization when you are ready. So I wish that you enjoyed this demo, and I wish you best of luck in utilizing kp.cloud.